Hello, my name is Hannah, and today I just decided to build a cabin. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I really didn't know what world to build in, so I was like, I haven't built a cabin in a while, and I don't build a lot of cabins. Typically, I'll just build like normal, random, suburban looking houses, and that's about it. So I decided to build a cabin, and I don't know, I just kind of started putting down boxes and placing down roofs and like rooms and like stuff everywhere, and I eventually got this which is not a very typical cabin looking house. It looks more like a house than a cabin, but like that's okay. The woods are pretty, so you can just take cute screenshots and maybe like stay in here to like story tell or something. I don't really know. I just kind of build. I don't really put like a meaning behind most of my houses. But this one was just a fun like build. It was like 4 p.m. and apparently I decided to build at 4 p.m. I never build at 4 p.m. I just got out of school. I finished with my like some of my homework, not all of my homework. I finished some of my homework, and I was just like, I'm gonna play Sims, and I did that. So I built this, and that's just how that rolled. I did finish the rest of my homework though. Later, I did finish the rest of my homework. It was just reading that I had to do, and I just didn't want to do it. But it's good to take a break. Maybe not an hour-long break to build, but like just a break is good every so often. But today I just decided to tell like a pretty like quick story. I may actually have to move on to a secondary story because I don't know very much about the story. But I'm gonna tell the story of my like first tooth losing experience. I don't yeah. So I was like 4 or 5 and I was in preschool, and I remember that entirely because I didn't notice until I had lost my tooth until the next day. Now, I'll tell you like the backstory of this. So it was preschool. I was like just gotten to school that day. Preschool, so it's fairly easy. We just did arts and crafts probably. I think that's like all we did and played. Yeah, that's it. And so I went to school and I like smiled. I think it's like the backstory of it. I like smiled or like opened my mouth slightly or something, and someone went, "You're missing a tooth," and I went, "What?" Because first tooth, you're like, "Oh yeah, there's not a tooth there," and I don't remember which tooth it is. It's one of them. I've lost all of them now, so I really can't tell you which one I lost first, but it was one of them. That really narrows it down. But it was one of them that I guess it was probably one of the front ones because obviously, if I would have like you can't see the side ones if I just slightly open my mouth or like smile. So like someone pointed that out to me. I think it was one of my friends in preschool because I didn't hang out with anybody else. But I honestly couldn't tell you. I was like 4, so that was quite a bit. That was a long time ago. I guess I was probably like 4 or 5. I don't know what time are you in preschool. Also, when's the average age of you first losing a tooth? I don't really know, but someone pointed out to me, and I was like, "Where'd the tooth go?" So apparently I had swallowed it in my sleep, which sounds pretty scary, but apparently it's okay. And I just I ate a tooth for breakfast that day, so it's pretty fancy. Fun fact about me: for school, I swallowed my first tooth. Why can I never think of these random stupid facts when I actually have to do these? I ranted about that like a couple weeks ago. I was just like, I hate those fun facts, and now I'm just like, I swallowed my first tooth. That these only come when I apparently don't need fun facts. But yeah, apparently I didn't notice because one, asleep. It's not like I would feel it, and apparently it really wanted to come out. The rest of my teeth didn't come out that easily, which is fine, I guess. But this tooth just kind of fell out in the sleep, and I don't look in the mirror very often, I guess. I also wasn't looking out for me missing a tooth, because I don't think I knew it was wiggly. I don't think I knew it was going to come out, because, that's not like something, that's your first tooth. You don't expect, your tooth to just fall out while you're sleeping. It was all around weird. And, now I think I'm just going to tell more preschool stories as that's the end of the story and we're only 4 minutes in, but that's okay. I remember this one time in preschool, we were all like doing probably arts and crafts like I said, and we heard this big like banging noise, like a singular bang noise, and you know how like the sound when you run into like the like metal fences, those like chain metal defenses that like surround playgrounds, sound like that. So obviously we all rushed to the window, which, I guess it's a theme for a lot of my stories. We all just rushed to the window. So we went to the window and we saw that in like the playground, like, fenced-in area, the fence had gotten hit by a deer. Now, there's deer literally everywhere. Well, you can't see it always, but, like, if you were to, like, you would expect for there to be wildlife. So that was pretty normal, like, oh, yep, there's a deer. And it got stuck in the fence. Now, I don't exactly know what got stuck in the fence, but I know it, like, hurt itself really badly, and then couldn't move, and then I think it got its foot. I'm not positive, though, as I said, but I think it got one of its arms, probably, because, they're, like, 2-inch wide, like, holes in between, like, bunches of those for the fence, so, like, it couldn't have gotten its head stuck. But it was pretty fancy. All of us were very entertained that, we got animal control called, which is really fun for a bunch of preschoolers, I guess. And, that was pretty interesting for a bunch of preschoolers. We were probably like 4 or 5. I don't exactly know when I was in preschool, so around that time. I also remember vaguely throwing coconuts out the window. Like, I think we were making coconut milk, and I think they just didn't want to open them, so they had us chuck it out the second story window, because it was a church with a preschool attached to it, and so, we just, like, threw it out the window, down to the playground, because the preschool was facing the downstairs of where the playground was, so there was no one there, but I just remember chucking a coconut at the cement. And so I don't remember the coconut milk or any event after that. I just remember throwing a coconut. That's pretty fancy. I also remember eating, like, green eggs and ham. Because, the book. So, they were, like, preschoolers would think this is fancy. So they dyed eggs and ham green. It wasn't good. I remember that because it tasted like food dye. Which it's not supposed to. But apparently they used quite a bit of food dye because it tasted like food dye. So that's fancy, and, preschool was a mess, I guess. It was chaotic, and, that's fine, though, because it's preschool. You're supposed to have fun before you go into actual school, and it's not fun anymore. But, that's the end of my preschool stories, so it's almost screenshots time, so I post a new video every day of the week, so you can watch another video tomorrow. Bye!